Okay, I'm just going to take you through our Bucks Planner system. Now, this is a system that I've set up and written, and to be honest, if you were getting this set up from with a developer, it would probably cost you at least $20,000. So it's great value that's included with the business sale. What it does is reduces administration and increases bookings at the same time. So it's currently only applies to Bucks nights, but it could be extended for corporate events as well. So I'll just take you through that system. So if we click on Bucks nights from our homepage, comes up with our usual Bucks night page with testimonials and all that sort of stuff. Now, when the client wants a quote, they simply click on the Instant Online Quote button, and they come to this page, and it shows these are the steps to planning a Bucks night, basically. So here's one that I've filled in the details of. You simply need to put in your name, email, and confirm your email address. Click Get Started. Now, as soon as you do that, a couple of things happen. One is you'll get an email. So if I go over to my Hotmail here it is. Now, this is a welcome email. It's just a nice first email contact with the prospective client, and very personalized, and they can simply reply to that. They would be replying, in this case, directly to myself. Obviously, that would be modified to whatever your name is if you buy the business, or your administration person. Now, first step is poker tables and equipment. So this tells them the advantages of our poker tables and equipment, the structure of the game, some other information over here, some frequently asked questions. They can also ask a question simply by typing it in here and clicking Ask Question, and that'll be again emailed directly with their contact details. So just have to reply to that. So the first thing is how many tables they'd like to book, and it gives them some advice on discounts and how many tables they'll need for a certain amount of attendees. So in this case, we'll select 2 tables, and then they can choose their lingerie or topless girls. And again, the advantages, we have an exclusive arrangement with Bombshells, which are the best adult entertainment provider in Sydney. You can see the photos before you pay us. We don't make any profit on the girls. So unlike some of the competitors that book the girls directly, the quality can vary wildly with those girls. But they obviously make a profit from that. We don't. We make our profit from the table hire portion, and that makes everything transparent and really does help us secure bookings. So again, there's some information, what they should book, what they should be considering. So in this case, they've booked 2 tables, so 2 lingerie or topless dealers would be sensible. So let's say they went for 2 lingerie dealers for 3 hours, 3 hours being the minimum hire. And that's the regular length for a Bucks party. The poker goes for 3 hours only, and that's because people are getting too intoxicated after that. So it's just perfect for a Bucks party, but they can book the girls longer if they want. So in this case, we'll also book, say, a topless waitress. We'll book her for 4 hours. Continue. And then whether or not they want an X-rated or R-rated show. So in this case, maybe they want an R-rated, we'll say an X-rated show. Common selection. Continue there. You can also note there are different photos of Bombshells girls on the right here to further encourage them to continue with this system, as well as showing them the quality of the girls they will be getting. So view itemized quote. So firstly, there'll be another email here. So there's the quote with the email, and the important thing is it already splits it up and says, hey, if this is how many guys you've got, that's how much you need to collect from them each. So it gives them straight out information that they can use to plan their Bucks night. It just makes things very simple. And now that's a second contact we've made via email. At this point, they also get it on the screen, of course, and total breakdown for transparency. And at this point, they can put in their mobile number and continue. So now it's up to them to find a venue. Now normally, before we set up this system, we had to find venues for the clients. However, now that everything's in such a nice, orderly manner, we actually leave it up to the clients to find the venue. So we give them a list of venues and the estimated charges for those venues. And of course, they can choose any of their own. So after they've booked a venue, they continue to the next page. Gives them more information about how the booking process works. So providing the event details. So we'll just say this is a test, a system test. Now the reason that I'm not putting in a real venue or anything like this, like that, is because this will also automatically email Bombshells the event details. So I don't want them going and checking availability of girls for a fake event. So we choose the date of our event. Let's say it's Saturday the 25th. There we go, 7 till 11. That's my mobile number. Again, I'm just confirming it. Now it'll pick that up from the previous page anyway, but useful to confirm that there. Name or nickname for engraving on the trophy. Say it's Jono's Bucks Night. Number of chairs. Don't need any chairs because the venue already has them. Maybe they do need chairs. You can also add that. System test only, please ignore. I'm just putting that in for Bombshells information. And it just tells exactly what they're booking. Click continue. Can always make changes or start over. It only takes a few seconds to go through this process. And now they're ready to book it. So the point now is they click the make booking, then Bombshells will contact them with available girls for their event date and time and location, and they can choose from those girls. The other thing is, if I click make booking here, just a warning to say only click OK if it's a genuine event with a confirmed date and time, and that's because we don't want to waste our time calling clients who were just clicking through the process without actually being ready to make a booking. So that's it. Now in our inbox, you can already see there's an invoice here, and if I open that invoice I can then make payment via credit card through PayPal or a bank transfer, and it gives all the event details here so they know exactly what they've booked. Here's the invoice. Click pay now. You can also modify this amount, say it's $200 deposit. Click pay now and you're away, and they can then pay the rest in cash on the night. Now all of that's automated, so a lot of the time I don't speak to clients at all before they make a booking, which is a real advantage because there's just very little admin work, and when they call I ask them if they've gone through this system and give them some information and then direct them to go through it if they haven't. Now I'm just going to show you the other side of this, which is the administration area. So I can now see a list of my upcoming events there in order of the event, so you can see I've got one coming up this Saturday. Here's my test event with Jono. Now I've got a toggle here. That's simply to say whether I've got the trophy made up or not. It's very important. This is just for managing the event process, and you can see the colour of it is this sort of pinky colour. Now that's indicating that no payment has been made. Now what I can do is to record a payment. Let's say they paid a $200 deposit on credit card today. I submit that, and now it's coming up as yellow, and that indicates that they've paid the deposit. There's still a balance owing, and likely that will be paid in cash on the night, but they may also choose to pay it earlier. Now I can also just make some notes here. As you can see, I've noted which girls are on for that event, and I toggle that generally. There's a number of colours there, and the reason for that is to code the way that I use it, is to say I've asked a staff member whether they're available. Staff member is available but hasn't been sent full event details. Staff member's got all the information they need, and I don't have to worry about the event from here on out. So that's the reason for the colour coding there. Now I can edit a payment. So in this case they didn't actually make a payment, so let's just make that 0. And that's automatically edited. Uses Ajax, so there wasn't a submit there, it just edits it, and as you can see it's now gone back to pink. I can edit the invoice in case there are extra things. I can add items, I can modify items, so it's all very simple, and there's the example, and I can re-email it to the client. Their email address automatically comes up here, and I can also modify the email, so that's all set up very well. We can also edit details of the event. Maybe they booked an extra lingerie dealer, we'll just put that in there, and back we go. So that's nice and simple. I can also email staff. So I can check event availability, and if I just choose a staff member from the drop down list, their email address will pop up here, and I can check availability. Now again, that just replaces with whatever their first name is. So I can just modify what I want to email them and send that, or I can send them the full event details, same thing, select the staff member, their email will pop up here, their name will pop up here, and then I can modify this if need be to give them any other information. So very simple, saves a lot of phone calls and emails simply using this system. Now when it's the event's complete, you click event complete and it disappears from this list. In this case I'm going to click event cancelled because it's not a real event. And there it goes. Now if I scroll down to the completed events, I can see all the events that we've run under this system, and I can put in a cost. So in this case the staff cost was $150, and that's important information, so I know that's how much I've collected, that's how much the staff cost was, and then I can come down here and look, for instance, for this financial year, and I can see how much I've billed the client, how much the clients have paid, which should match unless there are problems, the amount of cash that has been paid, so that helps you with your accounting obviously, and the amount of GST that clients have paid, what my staff cost was for those events, and some have got zero because I ran them myself of course, and my total income less staff costs, less GST for those events. So that's basically the reconciliation system. It's very simply set up, and yeah, it simply works.